When you're brushing your horse and they suddenly turn their head toward you, do you know what that actually means? You probably think it's an itch or boredom. Maybe you figure they just want you to hurry up and get to the good part. A horse has never once reached toward you mid-grooming without a reason, and it's almost never the one you'd guess. Miss it, and you miss one of the clearest signals your horse gives you all week, hiding in a routine you run on autopilot. By the end of this, you'll know the one spot on your horse that changes something science can actually measure, and what it means the moment they try to return the favor. Let's start with what grooming actually is to a horse, because it's not what most people think. What grooming actually means to them. Most owners treat grooming as maintenance. Dirt off, coat shiny, done. Something you do to a horse, the same way you'd wipe down a car. Horses run a completely different program. In a feral or free-ranging band, horses spend real time each day standing shoulder to shoulder, using their lips and front teeth to work along a companion's neck, withers, and back. Researcher Kimura documented this in a 1998 study on a band of free-ranging horses, published in Applied Animal Behaviour Science. She found that mutual grooming wasn't random. It happened between specific pairs, over and over, and it concentrated almost entirely at the withers and the base of the neck, the one place a horse physically cannot reach on their own. Kimura noticed something else, too. The exchange ran in both directions. One horse would work a spot, pause, and the other picked up the same job in return. A trade, timed and mutual, running strictly between horses that had already sorted each other into the trusted column. That detail matters more than it sounds like it should. The withers are the one blind spot on a horse's entire body. No hoof reaches it. No amount of rolling in the dirt touches it either. And it happens to sit exactly where biting flies and ticks like to settle in, staying itchy for as long as nobody steps in. So when a companion shows up and works exactly that spot, the horse gets more than relief from an itch. They get proof that this particular animal will do something for them their own body was never built to manage alone. Which is what you're actually offering when you pick up a brush. Access to the one role in a horse's social world that only a trusted companion gets to hold. Here's the part almost nobody knows about that role. It comes with a measurable side effect. The one spot that changes their heart rate. In 1993, researchers Claudia Feh and Feh de Mazières ran a study on Camargue horses in the south of France, and it's still one of the most cited pieces of research in equine behavior science. They fitted horses with heart rate monitors, then groomed each one by hand at the withers, the same spot Kimura would later identify as the primary allogrooming zone. Heart rate dropped, measurably, consistently across the group, and quickly, inside the same short session, not after weeks of repeated visits. Then they groomed the same horses somewhere else, a neutral site, nothing special about it. The heart rate barely moved. Same brush, same hands, same horse. Different spot, different nervous system response. That's physiology answering to location. The horse's body recognizing a gesture it evolved to read as care, and responding fully only at the one place built to receive it. So if you've ever wondered whether your horse actually enjoys grooming or just puts up with it, the withers are where you find out. Spend a full minute there, unhurried, and watch what happens to the head, the bottom lip, the weight in their legs. If something in this hit differently, if you're already picturing exactly where your horse's withers are, a like costs you nothing, and it means everything for a channel like this one. And if you want more of this, subscribing is the best way to tell us to keep going. We're just getting started. Now here's the harder truth. Standing still and feeling good turn out to be two entirely different things. Where they tolerate you and where they trust you. Watch a well-mannered horse get groomed on the legs, the belly, or around the face. Most of them stand there, quiet, compliant, every box checked for good behavior. That's compliance, trained, practiced, real. And something else entirely from what's happening at the withers. Those zones sit outside the allogrooming map entirely. Herd mates spend their mutual grooming time on necks and withers, and legs, bellies, and faces run on a completely different system. Tolerance, built through handling and habit, standing in for the physiological ease Feh and de Mazières measured at the withers. There's a reason those areas sit outside the map. The belly, the legs, the space near the flank sit exactly where a predator strikes first on a prey animal, built for flinching, not for settling in. A horse's nervous system treats contact there as something to track, no matter how many thousand times you've done it before. The tell is in the details most people scroll right past. A tight lip instead of a loose one, an ear locked backward instead of drifting, weight that shifts away from the brush instead of leaning into it, a tail that flicks once, sharp, like punctuation. All of that simply marks a different zone. Good manners carrying the moment, genuine ease sitting somewhere else entirely. A horse can stand through years of leg and belly grooming without ever handing you the loose, sleepy expression the withers pull out of them in under a minute. Which makes the withers something rarer than a nice moment in your routine. It's the one place on the entire body where compliance and genuine ease line up, and you can watch the switch happen in real time. Head lowering, weight settling, the whole animal downshifting in front of you. And that spot has one more thing waiting in it, the thing this whole video has been circling. When your horse grooms you back. Every so often, mid-grooming, a horse turns and rests their muzzle against your arm, your shoulder, your back, and starts working their lips along you the exact same way they'd work a companion's withers. Most people pull away, or laugh it off as playing, maybe a little nippy, and step back to keep grooming. What they just declined was an invitation. That gesture is the same allogrooming behavior Kimura tracked between preferred herd partners, redirected at a human because the horse has filed you under that same category, a trusted companion, the specific rank a prey animal saves for the handful of individuals it lets touch them at all. Standing still and letting it happen tells them something they'll carry forward to the next time you pick up a brush. It doesn't take months of repetition to register either. The first time your horse tries this with you isn't a fluke. It's already a small vote of trust, cast in the only currency a horse has for it. So the next time you're at the withers and your horse turns their head toward you mid-stroke, you'll know exactly what's on the table. An invitation, offered in the one language a horse has for it. And now you know how to answer.